Hello and greetings everybody, my name is Danielle. The past few weeks my angels and guides have given me some amazing insights and visions and I just felt like I really need to share them. So here I am. And the first thing that I want to talk about is ego. A lot of people look at the ego like it's a very bad and ugly thing, and it can be. Because in truth, when people are being rude and cruel towards you, it's coming from their ego. They feel like they have something to prove to you or themselves, like they're in a competition and they never have enough. All we need to do is tap into our source power and see that we always have more than enough, so much more than enough. We need to use the ego as a tool because as long as we're in the third dimension, as long as we're here, we're going to have to deal with the ego. It's not going anywhere. And we need to use it to motivate ourselves instead of fighting ourselves and hating it, because that's exactly what the ego wants. Okay, so lately I've noticed a lot of my friends are struggling, they're suffering, feeling very disconnected from themselves and source. And in truth, we are never disconnected from the source. Saying or thinking that we are is what makes it so. Because source is just that all-loving, powerful energy within everything, everywhere. And it can be used for good or bad, but you will only progress, you will only move forward when you use it for good, when you're not being negative, when you choose to be thankful, positive, grateful for all that you do have. If you are thinking negatively, you are using your power in the wrong direction. And we can listen to what the mind tells us, or we can tell the mind what to listen to. It's really just a matter of tapping into that co-creator within. And it is simple, and then we get triggered, but your ability to stay positive really determines your experience, because that's the frequency that everything vibrates at, of love. So, sometimes I can be lazy. I'm very spiritually connected though. So, and a lot of people are like that. They're in contact with their guides and their angels, and sometimes we want our angels to do things for us. We want the work to be taken care of while we just sit back and relax, but that's not how it is. That's not how the angels work. We have to do things on our own, ourselves, and then we see that they are there within us and around us, helping us every step of the way. It's a matter of seeing where your power is really coming from, not that that power can give you everything. You have to earn it. So, I've had some visions lately, and I want to share them with you guys. So, for example, this is us. This is our spirit. This is the soul within. That is infinite. There's no bounds to what it can do. It's limitless. It goes on for an eternity, and anything is possible. But when we identify with the mind, when we tell ourselves things, and when we say we're this or that, when we think we know who we are without truly knowing, or we believe in something, we are putting a box around ourselves. We are limiting ourselves, and we are separating ourselves from what could be. And what could be something better, could be something greater. So it's better to, a lot of times, keep an open mind and try not to stay too focused on any one thing that you think you are or are not. Because we can be all things. We can be everything we will be. So it's a matter of trying to incorporate the source within everything that you do, knowing that there is no limit, there is no bounds. Anything is achievable, really. Another vision was Again, imagine this as your soul, as your spirit. It is never changing. It's always the still, small, large, to me, voice within that comes from above, and it is very peaceful. It is always happy. It knows what it needs to do. But when we freak out, again, when we identify with the mind, when we think so much, when we're restlessly telling ourselves what is or what is not, this balance, this peacefulness, it's like staticky. It goes back and forth all crazy, like this is what we would be, but when we think compulsively, this is what we're doing. But when you just shut the fuck up and feel and honor how you really feel, this is you again. Excuse my language. Another thing is that a lot of us, we have very strong wants, desires, and attachments, whether they be material, non-material, doesn't matter. Wanting something so badly that it affects your inner peace is never good, because you are putting not only a bubble around yourself, but around the thing that you want. And you put a lot of strain there, so the universe will use that as a tool, a test, or a lesson to teach you something greater. But in order to gain that wisdom, you have to let go first. So whenever we're going about our daily lives and we come across something we really want or think we need, sure, you can feel that way, but it's smart to look at it from a different point of view, like an outside third perspective, and try to stay somewhat detached in case there is a different meaning behind it. In case we want this not because we really want it, but because we want to know something or learn something about ourselves. And we can always realize this if we just choose to be the observer, the watcher. It's very simple. So everyone has like a flower within themselves. This is the spirit, this is the source. It is all-knowing and so beautiful. But in order for it to grow, and in order for you to expand and flourish and blossom, you have to water it. And by honoring your truth, your deepest feelings and needs, you're watering it. By respecting yourself and others, this flower will grow, and it will continue to grow, and you'll start to see the connection within yourself and this beauty, and then in everything around you. And you start to see how the universe works. You're like, oh, I get it. And then the more you ascend, the more you connect with all that is, and then you just get to the point where anything is available at any time. And you see, this is a energy and emotion based reality. It's not what we think we wanted, what we think we needed, what we search for our futures. It's something far greater, which is a wisdom and knowledge and service that cannot be put into words. It is infinite joy, and it is oh so beautiful.